Good morning, children. Welcome back. We'll continue with Jainism. Since Jainism was against caste system, it was supported by merchants and traders, whose occupation flourished in times of peace and security. Jainism also condemned practice of yagnas, sacrifices, and useless rituals. Okay. As I told, they were following ahimsa. Okay, so they were against the practice of these all things, rituals and all. Farmers, herders, butchers, etc. found this religion unfavorable since it was against killing animal. Okay, their work is that only. Farmer, until and unless they are going to plow in the field, they are not able to cultivate the crop and all, so they have to do that one. So in the when they are going to plowing the field and all, at that time whatever animal insects and something would be there that can be harmed. Butchers also the same thing, herders also same, so they were not favoring them. Over hundreds of years Jainism spread to different part of India: Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and other part of India. Okay, so in this way it was being spread to different areas in India only. Chandragupta Maurya, he became a Jain, gave up his throne and spent the last years of his life in Karnataka as a Jain ascetic, okay, follower of Jainism. And you are going to study about Chandragupta Maurya, that he was a great ruler and he has fought so many battles, but after that he realized and he had left these all things and he became an ascetic. This was a major reason why Jainism spread to South India, because the ruler himself has left his throne and he started leading that life. So those who were loving his king, so they also started following the Jainism. Another reason for this was a great famine that swept Magadh for 12 years. Many Jain monks went to south and spread Jainism there. Okay, famine was there that has damaged in the region a lot. That was also the reason to follow the Jainism, spread of Jainism. Then Jain literature. Mahavira's original teaching were spread, preserved through oral rendition only. Okay, orally it was being told to the people. Later on, they were composed as 14 purvas or text. Okay, 14 texts are there in Jainism. At the end of the 4th century BC, a Jain monk, that is Stulabhadra, called a great council at Patliputra. Okay, he had brought so many people together and arranged the purvas into 12 angas or sections. Okay, 12 part it was being divided. After some time, some more new material was added time to time. Okay, some of the teachings of different monk and all that were also being added, which were called upangas or minor section. Okay, one was the anga was the section already, other things which was being added that were minor section. Influence of Jainism. Influence of Jainism can be seen in art and architecture as well. Right, the Gangatic statue of Gomateshwar at Sravan Belgola is an exquisite example of Jaina art. Dilwara temple at Mount Abu and Palitana temple in Gujarat and Ranakpur in Rajasthan. These are the fine examples of Jain architecture. Okay, so many things was being built in his time by the Jains, and they had created a lot. So Jainism also spread in many part of the India, and so many people became the follower and they were accepting that one, right? Then comes Buddhism. Buddha was born in 563 BC in the forest of Lumbini. near the city of Kapilvastu, the capital of the Shakyas. Okay, Buddha was born in Kapilvastu near Lumbini, forest of Lumbini. His childhood name was Siddharth. He left home at the age of 29 and practiced rigid penance and meditation for many years. It is said that he studied the Upanishad and tried to get real knowledge from the Brahmanas. Okay, but he was not satisfied, but he could not attain mental peace by whatever the teaching the Brahmanas has given. He was not at all satisfied with that. At last, what he has done, after 12 years, he sat meditating under a peepal tree near Gaya. Here he attained enlightenment. Okay, means he got the knowledge of the thing which he was searching. Siddhartha became Buddha, the enlightened one. After attaining enlightenment, Buddha decided to share what all thoughts were there of his, share this knowledge with other people also. He gave his first sermon at Sarnath near Varanasi. There, 5 sadhus became his disciple. At the first sermon only, when he has given some knowledge to the people, at that time, 5 sadhus became his disciple. He spent 49 years of his life teaching and converting people, with the number of his disciples increasing day by day. Okay, as Buddhism, uh, they are emphasizing on simple living and simply their life is very simple, and they are following all the things which is not going to harm anyone, right? And in Buddhism, every people, each and every people are equal. Okay, no caste difference are there and nothing is there. So most of the people liked this one, and it is going to favor whatever they are thinking, what are the thoughts of theirs. So people were loving it, and so many people were becoming the disciples of Buddha. Buddha attained parinirvana at Kushinagara in Gorakhpur district at the age of 80. Okay, so by this you can understand that Buddhism was very much famous throughout the country, and not only in the country but outside India also. So many people are there, and even the disciples were moving to different places in Sri Lanka and other part to spread Buddhism. Okay, now thank you children. Next teaching of Buddha will be doing in the next class. Okay, thank you.